Hello, and welcome to the first ever rendition of the now weekly Amateur CSGO podcast. I'm your host, Kiwi, and alongside me here we have Uperspark and Noah. How are you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Yep.
How about Andre?
Oh yeah, pretty great. It's nice weather.
Yeah, some nice weather in Canada right now.
It's not even nice weather. It's like 90 degrees in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good weather. Alright, so on the podcast today, obviously the topic of the week, as you guys can see, or maybe not, is going to be leagues and other events for amateur CSGO teams to, join and get their name out there. There's a lot of these out there, it seems, these days, so it's kind of important to sift through and see which ones are the best. That being said, a couple of scores to go over. Continental League, you guys know, is going to be going into the finals. Those were going to be hosted tonight, but I just got a message from the admin saying they haven't scheduled the games yet, so we'll see where that ends up going, but they were supposed to be tonight. Turns out that the teams are still lazy and haven't scheduled them, so we will see if that happens, but if not, you can always tune into Kiwi League. Kiwi League also used to be Carbonex. It wasn't a recent transfer, but it was definitely a controversial one. And a little bit later on the podcast today, we got Ping, who's going to be representing Kiwi, answering some questions about what happened there and not necessarily why it was so unsmooth, but just kind of giving some answers to some questions that we have. We have not told him the questions that we're going to ask. I don't even know if anybody's thought of any questions. So very off the whim this week. Kind of decided to just record this. This is Thursday, of course, May 18th. So it should be released either tomorrow on Friday or on Saturday, depending on how good I am or at editing it. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys introduce yourself. Noah, why don't you go ahead and tell the listeners who you are and a little bit about what you do?
Well, I'm Noah. I'm currently I run a team that's currently in Freedom League, one of the leagues we're probably going to talk about today. I'm on Aerox. We just got signed recently and just got invited to host or help host the podcast. I mean, that's all there is to it, really. Upper?
It's insane. Yeah, so my name's Uperspark, or Adam. I'm the CEO of Amateur CSGO, and I'm running the account. Currently the only one to write anything. Obviously, if you're ready, you better hit me up. So basically, I am in the amateur CSGO scene. I've casted for, I believe, for one of the leagues we're possibly going to be talking about, Stardom League.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Have anyone? Yeah, so I've casted for one of their games, and I've been a coach for a team that was playing in CSAL. I believe it was season 2, and I'm currently playing as an opera for In Theory Gaming, which actually our captain just left, so
It's not a team anymore.
Nope, it's a 4-man roster.
You can be your captain.
Yeah, I can be your captain. Yeah, so I forgot about Stardom Gaming. I hit them up on Twitter. They the guy unfortunately has to work today, but I was a part of that, so I do have a lot of inside information onto that. So
You're still talking to the guys at Stardom?
No, they don't like me. But
they blocked me a while ago.
Oh, I wasn't blocked, but
anyway, so Stardom Series Season 1 had a lot of issues in it. We're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about Kiwi League, some issues there. We are going to be, way later in the podcast, going to be talking to Silent, who's the owner and player in Freedom League. And, we're going to ask him some questions about conflict of interest and stuff like that, because that's a pretty interesting dynamic playing in a league. So, so as you guys know, as I mentioned previously, Continental League, they've got their finals coming up tonight, guys. I don't know if you guys have been following this, but this should be a good final. It's between Feint Gaming and Panda Gaming. Panda Gaming, the organization that's really done made a name for themselves in the pro COD scene. And their CSGO team is poised to win, in my opinion. Tonight's going to be a really good, close match, but I think Panda's got the edge 2-1. I don't know if you guys have been following this, can give any insight onto that, but
Well, I actually know one of the Panda Gamer CSGO players. I used to be on a team with his brother a while back. I haven't really talked to him recently, but he's pretty chill. He has a lot of confidence in his team, and I haven't really been following with the league either. But I think that knowing both teams, I think it's going to be Panda that are going to win tonight.
Yeah. Upper, what about you?
Honestly, to be honest, I haven't been following it much, but from what I knew from earlier in the season or earlier in the league, I would have thought Good Team Name would have been the one to make it to the finals. And actually, I was sort of fanboying your casting, and I looked through the players for Good Team Name, and I was surprised to see the YouTuber Aurora playing for that team. I had no idea anyone would like that would be in one of these leagues. I just thought that was pretty cool to put out there.
Yeah, I didn't actually know that Aurora was a YouTuber at all, but I did hear that they were just like kind of some friends. Yeah, they did end up falling in a best of 3 to Faint Gaming, and it was a pretty it was like lambs to the slaughter almost. I think it was 16-4 on the first half or the first game, and then they brought it back a little bit on the second one. It was 16-10, 16-11, somewhere around there. So Faint Gaming though, the storyline here is that they have not lost a single match. Or sorry, yeah, a single match or a single map in any best of 3 series that they played, and I believe they were no, they weren't a wild card spot. So the quarterfinals and the semifinals looked pretty much like a breeze for them. Panda Gaming on the other side, they seem to not struggle, but definitely in the second map there, Cobblestone. Serene Gaming, which was Osiris, turned into Hybrid, turned into Serene. They've had multiple roster changes, and so I was lucky enough to be able to cast that amazing game last night. That went quite late into the night, and I predicted correctly. I said Panda Gaming was going to take it 2-1. I thought it was going to be a close game. Scruffy had a good game, but Shiraz really was the MVP of that entire match for me. It just seemed like he was the best player out there at all times. Panda Gaming, you know, the strength that they have is their nade usage, so we'll see if Faint Gaming can counter that somehow, but Panda will get 50, like they'll get 2 players down to 50 HP before contact's even being made, so it'll be interesting to see what Faint Gaming can do to stop that from happening. Both of these teams very team style orientated, not a lot of individual plays needed. They do have some strategies, but they did become predictable on Cobblestone. I think that hindered them. So they're going to need to be spontaneous if they want to take this finals. Again, Faint Gaming as well, really good team. So no matter what, it's going to be a good match, but I'm going to predict Panda's going to take this 2-1. What do you guys think? That sounds like a fair prediction, or?
To be honest, I'm gonna have to I have to contradict you from what you were saying about Faint Gaming. I think they're gonna take it.
Okay. Already some bold predictions coming out here from Upper.
Oh yeah. I'm feeling. I'm a believer.
A believer.
Don't let me down, Faint Gaming.
You hear?
No, I don't have anything about that against Panda. So I don't know any of their players in person.
Anyway, Freedom League. I know that's coming down to playoffs pretty soon, right? So, want to fill us in on some drama or something that's been going on there, Noah?
On Freedom?
Yeah.
I don't think any drama recently has been going on. I mean, it's a pretty friendly league. It's one of the only leagues that I know of that is really like chill and laid back. You can really like say whatever and not get really pegged unless it's, course, like extremely racist or blah blah blah.
Shout out to Rezi.
Yeah, shout out to Rezi. Rezi actually, there hasn't been any recent drama surrounding Rezi, but he's recently come back with a team called Deserve. We're actually scrimming them tomorrow, I want to say. Not sure what time. We might even need a sub, but that should be fun. One of my old teammates is on it. I don't necessarily want to say that it's a great team because I haven't played them, and Rezi's on it. I'll find out tomorrow.
Any team that has Rezi on it can't be that good of a team.
And also, wait, you didn't even say the playoffs for Freedom are starting like in a day or 2.
Oh, sweet!
I was just gonna bring that up.
The games that are currently going on, if I could just find these really quickly, are
Isn't isn't there still a regular season game to be played? Didn't they say they were
No.
going to try to get done?
I think that was that was on my team, and I kind of just stayed quiet because we needed more practice time. So I think it's a forfeit. But
All right.
the games that are going to be going on, because I think 8 teams made it through. It's going to be Unleashed versus Infinix for first game.
All right, so Unleashed will take that.
Yeah. Disobey versus Resolute. I think Resolute has it.
Resolute will take that for sure.
Oh, yeah. Then it's Felox and Aerox. We have been practicing a lot.
No, it doesn't matter. Felox will take that.
Nah, we're gonna at least put up a fight. We're gonna at least put up a fight.
Oh yeah, it'll be a close game, but I give the edge to Felox there. I don't know how you guys have been performing, but I did get to cast them and they looked very strong. So
They are very strong.
good luck.
Playing against them, they are good. They're really good. Then OTF and Gorilla Esports, which, I mean, I haven't played OTF, but they've been amazing in the games that I've heard them.
They've been what?
They've been great in the games that I've heard them.
So I don't know if Gorilla Esports is any good, but
Gorilla Esports, as long as 10 pin like gets high before the game, I think they'll win.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do a disclaimer, guys. This podcast may include some colorful language. You know, we'll try to keep it to a family show, but
No, I'm being serious. The first the first game he played in the game against us, he was either drunk or high.
And wow, that's impressive
I
actually.
like it. That's how it's done.
It is, yeah. But I think that how it's gonna go is like we already made the predictions. I think that it's going to be we're gonna probably have to go against Gorilla, and then Disobey and Infinix are gonna play.
Wait,
I mean,
Topic of OTF. I was watching one of their games earlier, and their Opera Vincent, he's insane.
Yeah, he's great.
I think with him, they have a good chance of winning.
I think honestly,
OTF is like
I have not seen a team that can stop Unleashed Gaming.
Unleashed. They're new. I think that OTF, if they pull through, I know all the players on Unleashed, and I'm pretty good friends with all of them.
Unleashed is Silent, correct?
Yeah, Unleashed is Silent.
Anyway, we will be getting an interview from Silent later in the podcast. Just to kind of swing it away here, guys. You know, it's not the easiest thing to do running one of these leagues, and I commend everybody who's been able to do it. So, a great example of this is Stardom Series Season 1. These guys, I would say these guys, but it was actually just one guy. It kind of seemed like he may have been a little bit in over his head. But we stuck by him. Is actually not necessarily all his fault. The first week, team got beat 16-0 and actually rage quit in the middle of the game. They rage quit and disbanded in the middle of the game. So every team that played them got a bye. And then my old buddy's team, Panda, was his name. It's not Panda Gaming. Don't get the two mistaken. But they were going in there as 7K click, and never could really get a stable roster set up. And then 7K, which was a giant Call of Duty organization, I think they got exposed for something. I'm not quite sure the backstory, but the organization literally just deleted its Twitter and shut down. So that's 2 teams out of the way. That's 6 teams left. The other games were kind of just 16-0s, 16-3s. I was playing for Frontside Academy at the time. So we breezed right on into the playoffs. I don't think we met much resistance there. I think we played Amethyst Academy.
Wait,
Beat them.
Did you say Flipside Academy?
Amethyst.
Frontside
Academy.
Frontside. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get into organizations later on in another podcast, but trying to keep it local. But yeah, Stardom Series. I mean, the first night the servers weren't up on time, the stream wasn't available. A lot of stuff happened to them, and I kind of feel bad for him because a lot of it wasn't necessarily his fault. So that's really all that needs to be said about that. They are running a season 2. I do have some information for you guys. I think it's a 16-team tournament, but it's going to be $20 entry fee with a $300 prize pool. What else do we have to talk about here, guys?
Well, there are a bunch more leagues that we've been neglecting mentioning. There's just recently, I believe it's Thunder League. No, it's not. Is it? Yes, it is Thunder League. They've just recently finished their, I believe it was their first season, with Nerve taking the finals, 28-24 with, well, which is obviously 4 overtimes. So that's obviously a close match. That was between Nerve and Remorse, and season 2, I believe. I'm not sure. It's not very clear, but it's 16 teams, a $10 entry fee. It was 16 teams, $10 entry fee, and an $100 prize pool. I'm not sure if Thunder League's going to be doing another one of these, but from what I know, it was run pretty well. And some other leagues, CS Amateur League, it's going to be starting soon. Teams are just signing up for that. I believe, from what I know from last time, they had an NA and an EU division, and in the finals, the NA and EU divisions played each other. NA side of things collapsed before the finals actually happened, which will certainly not be happening again this time. But I think Infinix Black won that one, and right now there's a bunch of teams already in those in the next season of CSAL. These teams being the two Infinix teams, Infinix Black and Infinix Official, S2 Esports, S1 PRG, Callus Rising, and NR. I'm not sure about league, but I know that it's going to be happening. I believe it's August 19th. I'm not 100% sure about that one. Yes, I am.
I could just step in here. I'm actually gonna probably be hosting a tournament summer.
Oh, here we go. Nice.
I thought I might get that out there.
Yeah, that's.
We already have one server up for it. We might get another one up depending on how the summer goes. But I'm gonna be going away, and when I come back, I think I'm gonna be hosting a league.
Nice. So I think Excel is also hosting a league. That's coming up soon. They were waiting for a couple more teams to sign up. I think they had 10 or 12, and they were waiting for 16. So that got pushed back until an unknown date. But that's another one that you guys should definitely look into if you guys are interested in getting experience outside of ESEA and CEVO, which sometimes is good just for, if nothing else, funding organizations. I know that Osiris, throughout the course of Continental, just because of the way that they played, they did actually pick up not only one but two organizations in that time span. So, well played by them last night. So we're gonna pivot now into one of the better known amateur CSGO leagues, Carbon X, which is no longer a thing, unfortunately. They got bought out by Kiwi Gaming. The Kiwi Gaming is a pretty popular, or was before this, a pretty popular server hosting site. I've played on a couple of their, I believe they have like mini games and retakes and stuff like that. But we do have a representative here. Actually, I believe he's a general manager. So this is actually going to be Ping, and me and Ping go a little bit further back. We used to play on a team together. He's a streamer, so and he's definitely got the voice for radio. So Ping, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. I'm not the general manager. I'm just an admin, but all the same.
Yeah, so spokesperson nonetheless. So yeah, there was a lot of drama. I was actually there in chat while you guys were announcing that you took over. Can you just give a little bit of a backstory towards why that happened, why the backlash happened, and a little bit as to what you guys did to just kind of calm down the community?
Right. So that night was a pretty big mess because we were all our Kiwi staff were all in a team speak. We were like, all right, are we ready to do this? And that was a no. We were supposed to take over the Carbon X organization in about 3 or 4 days later. Like, we weren't supposed to take it over for about 4 days after we actually did. So we were not prepared, and so Werewolf thought we were going to take over the league that night, but we weren't. So he just kind of gave it to us and left. So we were left to, sort through the mess of people not knowing like what's going on, like why is all of a sudden everything now Kiwi? No one knew what was going on because we couldn't get a statement out about it because like
So much
we
chat
weren't
spam.
prepared. Yeah, there was so much spam. We were trying to get the statement out. People were asking us questions. We just had to go silent during this entire backlash. We had all the admins just went silent. We just sat in the lobby. We were just like, wow, this is a lot of angry people. And the people in the lobby that were angry didn't even know what they were angry at. They were just mad pretty much. They were just wreaking havoc on the Discord. We were trying to purge all the messages, just spam purge, but eventually it all got sorted out. People calmed down. People who didn't want to be there left, and it's all gone smoothly from there.
Yeah, so the first thing that you guys did is change the prize pool, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
That was what a lot of people got mad about because Carbonex previously had promised $1,200 prize pool. Is that correct?
That was the prize pool that Werewolf said he could afford, but if we do the math here, it would not have added up. Werewolf didn't have the money for that. He knew it. He didn't have the money to pay off that prize pool, and it was practically just false promises to the people that were playing it. So we bumped the prize pool down to $900, which is still a fair prize pool, still the largest prize pool in Amateur CS currently. And we use the rest of the money to pay our casters, our streamers. We have a full stream team, a full production studio. We have multiple casters, streamers. We have fully graphics. We have transition. We have a lot of stuff to make the streams more fluent, the servers more fluent, and that just took a bit of money out of the prize pool. But people are saying now that was definitely for the better, and everyone needs to know that the prize pool will probably go up in the following seasons as we get more teams, more people interested.
So, are you going to later on? Are you guys planning on so you say you're planning on doing more stuff? Do you guys consider this to be the first season, or are you guys going under Carbonex and doing? I believe they were on season 2 or 3 at that point.
This would have been season 3, and I'm pretty sure we're sticking to the season 3 part, even though this is technically the Kiwi League first season was the third season to the people playing. So in order to avoid confusion, we kind of kept it to the third season.
Okay. So I guess the bigger question, other than the prize pool, what really helps you guys out? Is there any advice that you would give to smaller leagues that are looking to get a bit of a following, such as Freedom League or Stardom Series?
Well, pretty much you just gotta not let the people around you get to you. Like, you're gonna deal with some people that are gonna be malicious. They're gonna be doing stuff behind your back, and you just can't let that get to you. Like, for example, we just had to ban an entire team out of the league because they were cheating. They pinged our custom anti-cheat in the middle of a game. We had to go through a full investigation of that. And there was people spamming us saying, like, get these guys out of the league, get these guys out of the league. But we're still doing this investigation. It took us about 3 or 4 days. Came to the verdict that they would be banned, and now they're out of the league. So you just make sure that people are always going to think you're like they are right, and your opinion is wrong. But you're the ones in charge. You're the ones guiding what's going to happen. But you just gotta not let the people around you get to you.
And yeah, so what would you say is the biggest struggle in running a league? I know that you're not necessarily the owner or anything like that, but you do have an inside look. So what would you say the hardest part of running a league like that is, other than like what you just stated?
definitely it's trying to keep things running smoothly while dealing with other things. Like multitasking is a really big thing in this business. Like you got to be running a server, you got to be controlling the chat, you got to be like doing transitions and stuff. And of course, we have different roles for that. Like we have at least 5 people working on a stream at a time. Such as usually I'm a chat admin or I'm in Discord being an admin for them too. So there's multiple like jurisdictions for that, and it's just difficult to keep it all moving in the same direction at one time. That's probably the hardest part right now for us.
So when you guys say that you guys have a full production team, is there like, are you guys in Discord? Is there a building for that? I'm just curious because I've never heard of a full production team. I ran the Continental stream all by myself last night. So is that like 5 people working in a Discord channel talking to each other, or is that they're close to each other so that if something goes wrong, they can?
Now usually our caster and streamer is in a TeamSpeak because the quality on TeamSpeak is much better than Discord and Skype and that kind of thing. The voice quality is much better. But so we have them in there, and then we have 2 computers. One's for the actual stream game, and one's for like the casting the game and like streaming it and receiving all the audio and stuff. And I'm pretty sure there's 2 guys in one apartment doing that stuff, I believe.
Okay. So yeah, so definitely good setup. Would you guys yeah, just a second though. Where would you guys put yourselves as like what do you guys want to do in the future?
Obviously, we'd like to hold on to the idea that we are amateur CS right now. We want to retain the just collective goal that we want to further amateur CS. We want to get these players known. We want to get their names out there, and it'd just be great to see some of these players move on into the actual professional scene, just move further than they are right now. You know, like some of these players are just really, really good, and with a little bit of hard work, they'll be definitely up there.
I also have a question, Ping.
Sure.
So, do you yourself play CS, or is it just this league you run? Because you seem
Well-
like a great league. You seem like a great like owner for the league and whatnot. But I was just wondering, are you like on a team? What's your experience?
I have played on teams before, but once this you go ahead. I most of my time's gone into the league now. I've put aside my playing CS for the current time, and I'm pretty much working full time in the league. As soon as I get home, I'm on this Discord. I'm playing pugs with the community. We actually do have a pug system built into the Kiwi League. You can download it on our website. It's free. There's ranks. There's like queues. There's matchmaking. There's different ranks, such as like we use a chess system. So there's like pawn, pawn plus, queen, rook, that stuff.
Actually, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's http kiir.us, and then you can go to our pug site, our pug area, and download it.
Right now. Join the Kiwi League. That's actually pretty cool. There are people on all of these servers.
Correct.
Yeah.
On the front page of our website, there's our retake service. We have a spot where you can register and sign up for season 2. We have an area where we have a staff list, and there's our pug client download too.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. And do you plan on going back to CS when you're done with the league, or are you just gonna stay and devote?
Well, once the league progresses and there's less matches being played, such as playoffs, I'm probably gonna head back to CS, try and get to be at the point at best I can. I'm just gonna buy ESEA and pug for the rest of my life, you know.
Yeah, I feel yeah, that's a normal CS life. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Upper, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, right. I have a few questions though. They may be irrelevant. It's sort of your point of view on things. What would who do you think the champions of the current Kiwi League are going to be? I know this is kind of a biased question, but I just figure it might be interesting for people to.
Definitely the team that I like watching the most currently is the Fade Planet team. They're Fade Planet. As soon as the stream starts for a Fade Planet game, there's like at least 60 people in the chat spamming can't fade us. They've got like 16K followers on Twitter. They're just a really fun team to watch because they got a fan base behind them, an actual fan base that comes and watches all their games. They're winning games. They're currently 2 wins, 1 loss, and in 6th place in the league. But I think they're going to be able to make a deep playoffs run.
Yeah, enough. I was actually invited into that league as a caster, so into my mistake, into that organization as a caster under their organization name. So I have a bit of affiliation with them. And my last question for you is, what's your favorite professional team at the moment?
You know, it's pretty shaming. I really like VP, but
Oh, they're not even a pro
I feel
team.
bad.
they're
Oh.
not doing too
Also,
hot right now, as we can.
I feel
all
at
know.
least okay. At least you're not a Nip fan. At least you're not a Nip fan.
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
rip,
I
too.
think
Also,
everyone's kind of like that.
I just downloaded the client. How long until you start feeding out my social security number and whatnot?
That'll take about 5 minutes.
Okay. I'm
Amazing.
ready for the virus to start.
High quality.
And oh, look at this. Noah's disconnected from the Discord. Nah, we're joking. We're joking. Thank you. Thank you for doing this, Ping. Really appreciate us giving insight into it. And of course, you're the first guest on this podcast. So you did great. I'm sure the listeners are gonna love it, and we'd love to have you back, especially with your nice little voice there. So thank you very much for being here today and answering some of our questions.
No problem, guys. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back, guys. During this short break, we took some time off air to discuss what was going on, and we got Silent on here from Freedom League. I believe he's the owner of Freedom League, but he also plays in it on one of the better teams from what I've seen, Unleashed Gaming. So we're just got a couple questions for Silent. First of all, how are you doing today, Silent?
Pretty solid. How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. So I understand that playoffs are coming up, right? Is the community hyped for that?
Yeah, I think pretty much everybody's fairly excited for the most part. I know that my team's going to be playing Friday and that there's going to be some other matches then as well. So, like, things will be getting underway pretty soon. But, yeah, I think overall everybody's pretty excited just because, I mean, it's playoffs. It's something to be happy about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just a couple questions as to the league. What's the biggest struggle that you guys have found in running this league?
I mean,
No, like, straight up, just Resi.
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
No. The biggest struggle is probably just that the fact that I'm pretty much doing it by myself. Like I didn't really think that it would be anything, truthfully, because I was just gonna do it for fun originally. Kind of got a bit bigger, so like I don't really have much else that I'm working with. It's pretty much just me. But like you said you'd be helping me out, so
Yeah.
I appreciate that and all. But like aside from that, I pretty much just was like, I'm gonna make this and hope that I can do something with it, and it kind of worked out.
Yeah, so it did work out. So you do have a lot of teams that are competing in it. It's a free league, right? So it's not no entry fee or anything like that. But I don't believe there's a prize pool either. So it's kind of just bragging
yeah,
rights, or
oh yeah, bragging rights for the most part. But like if we plan on doing a second league, well, we are planning on doing a second season. Sorry, but we might do an entry fee for that one. Nothing too major, maybe like $15 a team or something like that. And then that could get an entry fee and some servers that are better. And the winning team from this season will just get a free entry fee, basically.
Hey, Silent.
Yeah, what's
Speaking
up?
about the second season, how many teams, if any, have already contacted you about it?
Well, for the most part, I'm expecting most of the teams to, like, from this season to come back, ideally. And there's some teams that are pretty interested. Like I know for sure like 2 teams, and then I'm sure that whenever we start announcing it and all, and it's going to be confirmed, that I'll be getting a few more offers, and I'll probably try and go out myself and see if teams are interested in joining as well.
Okay, and when do you think that season 2 is going to be held?
Probably towards the end of the summer, because what I want to do ideally is like give people like a break for ESEA Open for the most part, because
Being courteous to other
teams are
leagues.
going to be most teams are probably going to be playing in that because it's like one of like the bigger leagues. Well, not just Open, but IM and all too. Sorry if you can hear people screaming in the background. I don't know what they're talking about.
Probably CS.
But but I also want to do like small weekend tournament sort of things where I don't know, maybe just like 8 teams get in it and they just play like a weekend tournament, and then it could be like a $5 entry fee or something like that. Like that's it. You play in it, and then there's a little prize pool, and then it's done. And then we
Okay.
could do a few of those over the summer, and then possibly season 2 towards like the end of summer.
So do you think that
Ideally.
Go ahead.
I'm assuming there's going to be other leagues running at the same time. I know CS Amateur League will be. Do you think that's going to in any way affect the number of teams that join or affect scheduling or anything?
I don't even know what CS Amateur League is. Is it?
Ooh,
Brutal
System-
Savage wrecked.
that was a roast. Yo, CS Amateur League, contact us. Get
feels
on
bad
here.
for
Get
feels
an
bad for
interview. Get known.
feels bad for Infinix.
Yeah.
Oh, do they run it?
Yeah, Infinix runs it.
Dog.
Whoops. We love you. Well, I love you. I don't know if you guys do, but I don't know.
We here on this pod love every amateur CS:GO league.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I guess that kind of answers my question as to what you guys were looking to do in the future. But yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, like
Nice.
talking about now, just looking at the bracket, there are some pretty good matchups. Which one do you think in the first week will be the most entertaining? I'll give you a second if you want to check it, because I doubt you remember.
I mean, obviously, Unleashed, they're the most fun team to know.
Shut up,
I definitely think that Aerox is going to get blown out.
Yeah. 100.
No, but in all honesty, probably Gorilla Esports versus OTF,
Yeah,
because
we were talking
OTF has been showing some weaknesses. Like they're still definitely a dominant force in the league, but they've been showing some weaknesses as of late. And Gorilla Esports, I feel like, definitely has a chance to pull off like a little upset and knock them down to the lower bracket. I think that's going to be a really fun game to look out for.
Just a
Then
quick
again, oh sorry.
Yeah, just a quick note here for the listeners who might be confused as to Unleashed and stuff like that. So Noah, one of the hosts, is actually playing in this league on Team Erox. It was mentioned earlier in the pod, but just in case you weren't paying attention. And then also Silent is playing on Unleashed. So that's why there's some poking fun going back and on. Just thought I'd clarify that just before we go any further. So
I love how you mentioned Team Eric's first, probably because they're better.
Yeah. That's what.
But anyways, what were you gonna say? I think you were gonna highlight another game.
Oh yeah, Resolute versus Disobey.
Yeah,
That'll just be fun to watch. I don't know, dude. Like I honestly don't know what to expect, because Resolute's been showing some extremely nice form as of late, and I don't know. I'm friends with everybody on Disobey, and they're all just funny. It's just gonna be fun to watch. It'll be an entertaining game. Just like check out the chat, because I'm sure Zippy will be spamming in there. That man never stops spamming in chat. It's too funny, man.
Okay.
No.
Well, I mean, just moving on to the future, who do you think will be the winner? I don't know. It's kind of an early time to ask. If you say Disobey, I'm
Yeah.
gonna boot you right now. I mean, if you say Unleashed, I'm just gonna boot you.
I mean, if you want me to give the honest answer, no.
Oh.
I really don't know. Because originally it seemed like it was sort of like there was like an upper tier and a lower tier for the teams, but like everybody's really flattened out and has been like extremely like unpredictable for the most part for this like last like week. So like there's been teams that have upset others and like so on and so forth. Like nobody really expected OTF to lose a game. Meanwhile, at the time it was Quantum. Now Resolute took them down, and it was extremely like surprising to everybody. Now, I don't think really anyone expected that. It's like out of now Resolute.
Yeah. And as somebody who also has the name Noah, I feel like you feel obligated to I don't actually know where I'm going with this. I'll let Upper speak.
All right.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be speaking about. Thanks.
You're welcome.
It's
Okay.
it's
It is.
You're right. It is nice weather.
really is.
Oh, yeah, Silent,
nothing-
what game as of now, like in the past, do you think was the most entertaining to watch? I mean, in my opinion, I think it was the Resolute versus Gorilla one, just because I was casting it and it was fun to cast. But there were some probably other really, really fun games I didn't even get to.
Oh,
Like
I'm
you're saying apart from the Quantum versus OTF game, because that was by far the most entertaining game to watch.
I didn't watch it. Who won? Probably.
Quantum
Oh wait,
in-
what?
in double overtime.
Damn.
Yeah, I was gonna say anything to do with OTF would definitely be sweet to watch, just because I'm a big fanboy of Vincent. I love you,
Okay,
Vincent.
I see how it's gonna be.
Yeah. I mean,
See
I think the casting has also been pretty good. It's been kind of jumping around. A bunch of players have been casting.
Yeah,
And
the
some-
Silent guy though, he's been the best caster though. Truthfully,
I think that Noah guy. I mean, crap.
Yep.
Let's be honest here, guys. The best quality casting was given by me and Antidote. That's a general consensus throughout the community. Gotten a lot of positive feedback on that duo. For a smile they could share.
The night it goes on and on and on.
Strangers waited up and down. Oh shit!
Dude, after this game, silence is all you'll be, man.
Oh!
Okay, back to whatever we were talking about. There has been, I think, only one case of bad casting was when Fletch was like eating cereal while casting. I don't think a lot of the viewers really like that.
I can second that.
But
I didn't
yeah,
like that either.
but like with the casting, did you expect it to become like a kind of player volunteer cast type job, or just
Not gonna lie, I was probably just gonna throw my teammates in and be like, haha, I like you, you're casting right now. But then other people were like, oh yeah, I'll cast. So now I'm just kinda like, yes,
it's cool, kind of takes the pressure
you
off.
can do it.
So next season, are you guys gonna have more dedicated casters, or are you guys gonna kind of keep the idea of the teams can, anybody can volunteer to do it and get 1 or 2 games, see how they do, and then maybe for playoffs have some more dedicated casters. Cough, you cough.
I mean, I did
Teams
have
we did
one
here.
caster for this league, and he's still yet to cast a game. So I'm looking for that guy to eventually show
This is
up.
really painful.
It may or may not be Uperspark.
Hey, though, in his defense, we have been trying to get this podcast together for a few weeks now, so he's been pretty active in this, and also a lot of stuff to do on CSGO Amateur. But yeah, we want to hear your sexy voice, buddy. Where are you at? You're pretty.
I'm right
You're
here.
pretty silent.
Upper.
Searching in the night, street light, people living just to find
Living just to
emotion.
Oh,
Hiding somewhere in the
So-
night. Is that the right way? Working.
Oh, guys,
I'm gonna
Resi's here.
I'm going to attempt to end the stream with you guys singing in the background. Rezi just showed up in Discord. The man, the myth, the legend. It takes a
Let's get an interview.
no. It takes us. We'll get that later. We'll get Rezi later. We will get Rezi later.
Wait
to the feeling, street light.
All right, he's been banned from the server for 24 hours.
So they have both been server muted again.
Okay, so we're gonna try to do this outro now. So yes, we did unfortunately get cut off, a little bit distracted there. So we did cut off some of the interview. Trust me, I'll clip it at the beginning. You did not miss much. So again, thank you guys all for tuning in. Make sure you rate us on iTunes and give us that thumbs up on YouTube as well. I'm not sure if this might be going up on Spotify, but however you rate us on there, please
Twitter's
do
new stuff in the
so.
bio.
Yeah, Twitter's will be in the
Or
bio. Twitter is linked in the description
Not
below.
bio.
Noah33 on YouTube.
Shout out to Noah. Thank you for Silent for
Underscore.
showing up. Thank you also for thank you Ping for showing up for our first ever podcast. I'd say this is pretty good, pretty successful. I think we need to prepare a little bit more next week, but
I like the
for
chill
sure.
style. I like the chill style.
yeah,
I feel
man.
it.
Anyway,
Yeah, like-
so thank you guys all for tuning in, and hope you guys have a good one. We will
See you next
tonight.
week.
It's actually tonight at 9 p.m. EST, his Continental League. So next week we'll be breaking down the finals. And next week's podcast is, I believe, NA CSGO team organizations. So we're gonna get a couple of owners in here and see what motivates them to pick up which team and how to find an organization as well. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
See you later.
We love you.